listen to this calculation I want to give you. The UNC promised the PSA that it would give them a 10% increase in salary for the period 2014 to 2019, a 6-year period. I've done the maths. A number of public sector unions settled already. Prisons, fire, teachers, police, defense force settled for a 4% increase for that period. But if they give the PSA 10% for the same period, they'll have to go and give all of those workers, police, prisons, fire, defense force, teachers, 10%. Otherwise, they'll take them to court and they will win. Let me tell you what the maths is. If they give the PSA 10% for the period, and then they have to give everybody else in the public sector, guess how much the back pay would be? When you add the 5% for the next period, 20 to 22. $28 billion. You hear the number? $28 billion. And the government's wage bill will increase by $3.5 billion a year every year. Now, they just don't have the money to do that. Oil production is going down. Gas production is going down. They killed the Dragon deal. Prices are low. Petrochemical prices are low. They just don't have the money. And that's why they're not paying salaries and wages. That's the reason why. Now, they're already struggling to meet existing commitments. How are they going to fund $28 billion in back pay and $3.5 billion in additional recurrent expenditure every year? They can't. And that is why you saw that story in the papers recently about devaluation. It's called floating a balloon. You take one of your, and again, I'm not afraid to say this, you take one of your UNC sympathizers, a UNC reporter, and you float a balloon. Forget who talk about it. Look at who write the story. That is a UNC connection. And you float the balloon, the value to 9-1. But they didn't expect the backlash they would get. Everybody sat across them, including their own people. They have people, there's a UNC commentator talking, you know. So when they get a lash, they get dizzy. So the new Minister of Finance come out and say, no devaluation. Well, all right. So devaluation off the table. So what are they going to do now? Because they say no devaluation. You know, the next plan is to send home a set of public servants. Because how are they going to pay? If they give the 10%, they can't pay. If you don't give the 10%, well, it's bacchanal. It's now you're going to have bacchanal in Trinidad and Tobago. So, as was done in another Caribbean country, you give your public servants a big increase and then you retrench half of them. So, that is the next thing that is going to happen in this country because they can't make